joining me. As you can tell, the setup is a little bit different because I had to rearrange. I had to rearrange furniture so that I would be much closer to the kitchen and the bathroom after my surgery. So, a lot of time was spent yesterday rearranging stuff and trying to, yeah, redo stuff, make it easier for myself, make it easier for my dog, and here I am. As for this is a traditional Japanese clothing or outfit called a jinbei. So, hope you're all doing well. Doing all right. It is doesn't feel like a Sunday, but it is Sunday. Hey, what's going on, Michael? It is Sunday. It is July 20th, and it is 10:16 p.m. So today was the last show that I will be attending for quite a while. The last time that I spoken to my doctor, he told me it would probably be about at least 3 months until I'm healed. Hey, Rich, what's going on? Till my foot is healed. So surgery is this Thursday. And by the way, let me start off and say, hey, what's up, guys? Hey, Jeff, hey, Steen. By the way, may I just say thank you so much for those of you who donated and contributed to the GoFundMe that I set up. I'm still not quite sure how to stop it. I'll have to figure that out. But thank you guys so much because in the past couple of days, people more than exceeded the amount that I had asked for. And it definitely puts me at ease. I was stressing a lot in terms of finances. Just the hospitalization, the surgery, post-surgery, just different things that are involved, and me having to be in bed and at home for a good month before I could actually get out. I'm sure I would be ordering a lot of stuff and not being at work and not being paid fully, all this stuff, and especially with my dog, just stressing about what I would have to do. So, why is this doing this? Hold on, guys. It's gonna go dark for a bit. Or not. That's weird. Okay. So thank you guys so much. Yes. Not quite sure how I feel, but let me get into the show first, and then we can talk about more of me afterwards if people want to stick around for that. Suho, come here. Come here. Come here. Yay. So that's Suho. Come here. Come here. Okay, never mind. All right. So yeah, today was the last show that I will be attending for at least a few months. God, I'm missing like some seriously amazing shows. Oh, good, good. Yeah, I've had those pre-ordered from a while ago. Yeah, Bandmaid's LPs, as Steen mentioned. Unseen World, Unleash, and Epic Narratives, and they're all colored, which is really cool. Nice colors. They will be available come November 1st, Record Day here in Japan. I don't know if that's Record Day worldwide, global. I've never really, yeah, been aware of that. So, but yeah, get on that if you haven't. They're available at Amazon and I think any other number of retailers here in Japan, like HMV or Tower Records. But yeah, so today I went to a show at Antiknock, Shinjuku Antiknock. This year is probably, it might be number one in terms of venues that I've attended. Last year it was for sure Lifehouse Crescendo, especially because Hades is invited there often, and the bands that also play in sponsor shows play there. So I was at Crescendo quite often. This year, not as much because Hades wasn't there that often. Pretty much took off the first half of the year off, but there's a lot of shows coming up for Hades as well. Um, oh, okay, yeah, I had no idea. Um, but what am I saying? So Hades. Oh yeah, so Shinjuku Antiknock. I feel like it's the venue I've been to the most this year. Which means that I've been seeing more metalcore. It means that I've been seeing some younger bands. Um, Not to say that Hades is an older band. It's hard to explain, but there's this distinction between certain bands that play mostly at Antinoch, certain bands that play mostly at Lifehouse Crescendo. At Crescendo, there's more of an old school feel, the bands that play there. So whether it be Hades, Shoujo S, Saisega's been there, Shiglapes, who else was there quite a bit? Ares. There's a little bit more of like an old school rock feel, old school metal feel. Whereas like Antinoch, I think more of like Gungire, Dimrays, Palineo, Lumerize. You know this, you can see this distinction if you know those bands. So today I went, it was the Frail and it was Gungire, which are two bands that I definitely younger versus more mature. More seasoned bands, maybe. Maybe. Genre-wise too, there's a difference. So anyhow, yeah, I went to Antinoch, and then today I put my sticker up on the wall, so unfortunately I can't bring it down. But today in particular, I was brought in as staff. But it's funny because I had asked Matsu from Gangire, and then I spoke to Natsuo, the bassist, and also Gina, the guitarist from the Frail. And I found out today that I would be going in as staff, so I had to go there pretty early. Sometimes I'm just invited as a guest versus staff. There's a difference. So as staff, I didn't have to pay. I went in. But I did photos for both bands, videos, hopefully, I don't know. With all the stuff that I have to take care of, I don't know exactly what I'll put up, but I did put up on Twitter some photos of both bands. No, Natsuo was not present. That was a very unfortunate thing. Today was supposed to be a show that celebrated her birthday, but she came down with COVID a couple days ago, and the announcement was made. And it was such, like, of all days, of all people, to contract COVID or anything that's like contractable, it had to be her, right? The one who's celebrating the birthday. So that was kind of funny and sad and unfortunate. But during the last MC time, the rest of the girls of the Frail did end up calling her on the phone, put her to the mic. So we all sang happy birthday for her. She spoke a little bit. And as usual, she's just funny. It's hard to explain. She just says certain things and it's hilarious. And then Kantan, who I've mentioned before, just an amazing drummer. Hey, what's going on, Yoshi? Amazing drummer. He was playing support for the Frail. So Gangire was up first, but I got to talk to Nana for a little bit. And it was really sad because this past week she had the stomach flu, which really sucks. So she's a very honest person. She's a very honest person, and she was explaining the things that were happening to her body when she got the stomach flu, and I was just, it's just funny. She's such she's a very atypical person, which I love about her. Like it'd be really cool to just kind of sit down and talk with her at some point. Someday I will. But today I got to talk to her. We chatted some, and it was just cool to talk, just me and her before the show started. But yeah, so the show went on. Gangire is always fantastic. Like there is just something about their music, the melodies, Nana and her performance, and just the way that the songs are produced. They really do move me. I mean, honestly, I think out of all the Japanese bands, she it well, yeah, Nana's vocals, but like I'm really moved by their music. Like lyrically, it touches me the most. It connects with me the most. There's always this sort of searching, yearning, longing, fighting. Um, but yeah, incredible stuff. Like they're just, it was really, really good. And then the cool thing was that after the show, I got a chance to talk with Matsu, and we were discussing music, about the EPs, and I suggested maybe putting out, or well, it started out as just like, oh, will you ever put out a full album? Because they've basically put out 4 EPs so far, and in Japan, like that's not a big deal. Like they're putting out EPs, putting out singles, but usually in the West, there's a full album coming up at some point. Um, so I was just wondering if a full album will be coming out. He said, he's thought about it, but he's wondering if it's just easier to put out EPs, just a few songs, put it out, a few songs, put it out. I suggested a full album, so we'll see what happens. But it was cool because we're talking music. We're talking about like Japanese melodies versus American melodies or Western melodies, the difference of chord progressions, and I was saying how like most of America songs are based on like the 1 4 5 and the minor sixth. Like it's very much like a lot of songs are based out of those 4 chords. And then Matsu was talking about how with Japanese songs, there's more layering involved, chords like the seventh, which, I think Americans do as well. But yeah, it was cool. Just our discussions with that. It was really nice. So it was nice to talk with Nana in the beginning and then with Matsu at the end. Um, so yeah, they did a fantastic job. And then the Frail, I've been following them not ardently, not passionately. The first time it was just like, oh, can I take photos for you? And that turned into something that has led to this, and I've been to quite a few. Um, yeah, quite a few of their shows as Bad Bubble, and then when they became the Frail as the Frail. I was there at their last show as Bad Bubble last year, which ended up being the same day as Hades' first show at Club Cheetah, which is really interesting. So it was like an afternoon Antiknock, and then it was like right off to Club Cheetah to see Hades. So, um, but yeah, the Frail, it's cool. Like, they put out their new mini album. Let's see, how many songs is this? 7 songs, with Ambrocardia being an instrumental intro song, which is really cool. I've thought about like, kind of soloing along to it, but bringing out everything and even having the time to play, I just don't have right now. But yeah, Metamorphosis, Escape, which is their new song, and they played today for the first time. Really, really good. Maze Garden, Bravade Pride, The Crave of Fail, and then Crawl. So this is the cover. Dual Nature, really good. You guys should check it out on Spotify or Apple Music or however you listen to it. It's available too on YouTube Music. So, as an old person, I cannot read these lyrics at all because they look like specks of dust. But yeah. And then in addition to getting the CD, you get a nice little photo. Would you just call it a photo? It's not. Is it bromide? I don't know what you call things, really. But they're signed by all the girls, so that was really nice. And these are the new outfits. If you haven't seen it yet, the Frail, that's their new logo. So yeah. I did purchase a few per request from certain people, and I would have. No, I don't think I would have gotten more. Just it's a bit of a hassle with things happening. But yeah, so really good time. Love their music. Oh, I was thinking, like, as I listened to their album quite a bit, like, it reminds me, they remind me a bit of Evanescence. There's an Evanescence quality to them. There was also a little bit of The Winking Owl, which is another band that I really loved, um, especially when I first came to Japan. Uh, so there's a bit of modern rock, a little bit of alt rock. There's a bit of drama to them. Very passionate vocals from Ray. But yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. You guys should check it out. I definitely recommend them. Seeing them live. Unfortunately, Natsuo, who's actually one of the most, she's fun. Like she like sort of prowls on stage. She's very fierce on stage, which is so funny because she's so goofy and like wacky, like off stage when she just talks. But great performers. Definitely check them out if you can, if you haven't yet. Yeah. So that was the show today. Those two bands that I've really enjoyed over the course of the past year and a half, 2 years. So I was happy I at least got that. Um, yeah. And then here we go, like moving into this week with surgery on Thursday. Siho being put in a hotel for a few days, coming back, and then having to lie down in bed just for a month, which I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do, but I'm hoping I will have the commitment to study my Japanese, maybe my English too, and maybe a little Korean. We'll see. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's really gonna be interesting. What's gonna happen, where my headspace will be at in the next month, seeing all these incredible shows like passing me by, like I'm on a train. There's just like, oh, there's Bright Ear, oh, there's Hades, there's Mellows. The Frail, no, they did not drop their first MV. They dropped a trailer for their album, but no music video yet. Who did drop their first music video? Did anybody recently? I know I Continue got a new singer and they dropped a new music video. Let's see, who else? I know that, what was that one band? Gosh, what was that one band? You guys know what I'm talking about? That one band? What is that one band? The one of the lead singer's guitarist left, and then they put out a new Almond Dots. Almond Dots put out their new music video. So it's okay. It's not bad. It definitely feels different without. I don't know their names. I never got that into them, but I enjoyed seeing them live one time. Um, what else is out and is new? I don't know. It's been hard keeping up with things because I've just been busy trying to make sure that I don't drop the ball with my surgery and making sure that everything is taken care of. It's pretty tough. So yeah, I'm not sure how things are gonna change, but yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that's happening around me. We are into the last part of July, which means that we're heading into a few more shows coming up for Bandmate too. This is what, Kumamoto, Fukuoka, and then you've got two more shows in Aichi. And that's gonna wrap up the second round. So it's coming up pretty soon, and there's only 4 shows for that after Toyosu Pit. So, and I think, as you guys do know, Bandmate did drop their new music video for What Is Justice. And yeah, I really enjoyed that. It was nice. I like that riff. It's got an old school feel. Little bit. It reminded me just a little. For some reason, it kind of like, gave me a slight Van Halen feel. And I can't remember which song in particular that it reminded me of, but it just had that sort of feel to me. Um, I still prefer Psyche singing at a lower register rather than trying to like push her limit, because I think even if she can do it, and it's great that she does, the sound to me, like I just, like a song like Alone really reverberates. But Yeah, no, it was cool. It was cool. It kind of went back a little bit in terms of like sort of an old school feel, which the girls haven't done in a while, because you know they're still trying to like evolve and do new things. But I enjoyed it. Did I manage to find somebody to dog sit prior? So 4 days, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, into the 27th afternoon. Suho will be at a dog hotel a few minutes away from me. After that, not yet. Um, you know, one of the things for the cost of a dog sitter is that some of them go upwards of like 3,000, 3,500 yen a walk. And that's 2 walks a day. So I'm still trying to find something cheaper, but we'll see what happens. I may have to resort to that, but I prefer not to. Yeah, so, and I definitely cannot go out. I definitely cannot put my foot down and like put any pressure on it, any weight on it. So the idea of walking Suho was absolutely, absolutely out of the question. Otherwise, I'm basically putting myself in danger for a lot of different complications that are, yeah. So I prefer not to um, deal with that. So yeah, it's scary. It is a bit scary to be honest. I've talked to my coworkers about that. We went out to dinner last night. Um, yeah, it's gonna be weird. So I don't know if I will be available, if I will be doing live streams in my bed with you guys. Um, Maybe. I guess I could just do weekly like catch ups on like what shows we're playing. I think maybe I might be better at that. Um, yeah, just make it over to Japan, see what happens. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Um, I need to think about that. There are still, you know, a few videos that I can definitely post, but after that, I'm not sure. So the way that I had to rearrange everything, so, you know, the door to my place is on the other side of this like accordion door. And right away it's the kitchen, and then there's the bathroom over there. And then there used to be a lot of like shelves and my guitars here on this side, and on the other side is where my bed was, the desk where I was doing my stuff, where Suho sleeps everywhere. So, um, but I needed to be closer to the stuff, so I had to bring my bed over to this way, but then I had to move stuff out of here in order to bring it this way. So again, a lot of rearranging, a lot of stuff, and even going to the bathroom and showering, I'm not sure. I think I've decided I can go maybe like 3 or 4 days without a shower. I think that might be okay. As long as I'm not outside sweating, I think it's doable. I don't mind. I'm a guy. I can stink. I can smell. No problem. No one's gonna come visit me except the dog walker to take Suho. Suho's used to my smell, so it's not a big deal. I'm used to his, so you know, some give and take. And yeah, that's kind of where it's at. But I just don't know. So let's see. Yeah, didn't. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's really just let's see. Well, Psyche never decides to sing higher. It's you know it's always Konami who likes to push to the limit, whether it's speed or it's like you know the key. Um, yeah. Oh, by the way, if you guys don't know, I posted this in Bandmate Fans Cafe a little bit earlier, and actually just the photos. But so did Bartot's earlier. Uh, but yeah, there is an interview with Bandmate on Billboard Japan, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. I haven't had a chance to read it, but it is basically about what is justice, and then the second round. Um, Oh, another cool thing is that Brideer was posting a lot of photos and videos of their trip to Spain. And they just had the performance. They've rested up. But yeah, it's really cool. I think I really, really enjoy seeing bands because what is it? I forgot where I heard this. There's only like 17% of Japanese people actually have a passport. Because Japanese people, on the majority, don't like to travel, whether they're afraid to, they just don't want to. It's a hassle. They don't think they need to. Whatever it is, they don't. Um, so yeah, for me, it's really exciting. So whether it is Bandmade, not so much recently, but Bandmade, whether it's Brideer or Fate Gear or Koi or whoever it is. I mean, just Asterism, seeing them go out and having fun and experiencing. Because a lot of times I think the lifestyle of a musician in Japan it really is not glamorous. Um, at least at the level that I interact with these bands at. There is there's like zero glamour. Really, like there's just no glamour to the lifestyle of these bands. They eat ramen before the show. They have all these snacks that are given to them by fans. They drink monsters up the wazoo. They're putting on their makeup. They're getting ready. They're taking selfies. They're smoking. Yes, they also have to work. There's, they put in the hours. They put in the time. They put on the shows. Then they go back to what they have to do, and then it's back at it again. So, um, it's really cool. Like I think you guys as well, especially those who are watching and watch Eminem, you guys should know that One Sky, you now have three bands that are playing in the States, one that has been there before, Nemophila, and then you have Alaka, and then you have Risky Melody, who are going for the first time. So that's really exciting. Insanely expensive, and really, I legitimately think that the US has become a nation of extortion. I kid you not. They are extorting tourists and other things. But yeah, so for them to be able to get into the States, like you have no idea. And to be honest, I don't think the bands really understand quite what it means at this point in history, at this juncture, for them to be able to make it over in the States. Like that's a big deal. So kudos to One Sky, to Marco Barber, Richard Hogan, and to everyone else involved in helping out, and taking care of all that stuff. Like it's just ridiculous. Initially I heard stuff and I was like, okay. And then the more I heard, I was just like, this is not right. And it really isn't. It really is not right. But again, I'm very happy for that. Yeah, that's very cool. Do any bands do anything like that in Japan? Yeah. Um, Doll Parts was notorious, as well as Risky Melody, for going out to stations and performing out there. Risky Melody was going out there quite often last year, before they ended up performing at Club Cheetah, which is a 1,500 capacity venue. And, they were really hoping to get like, a good number of fans there, but they worked their asses off. Doll Parts, Arisa, also her and Kotaro going out performing in front of like Shibuya Station. Um, there aren't a lot though. That's not a typical thing. These are people who are like really sort of grassroots doing what they can to build a fan base. And I will say Arisa and Alice are two of the hardest working women um, in the music industry that I've seen. Um, so yeah. But yeah, that'll be in October. Is it 12th and 13th? LA and New York. So if yeah, if you guys are in town or able to go, then you guys should definitely go support them. I have seen all actually, yeah, I've seen all those bands perform. Um, so yeah, it should definitely be an interesting show. I would say genre-wise, they don't quite overlap. There's very little overlap as much as they're all rock in their own right. Well, Nemophila is a bit more metal, I would, of course, but they still have rock in their music. So yeah. Yeah, let's hope so. Arisa is definitely someone who, I mean, all these bands say it, right? Would you like to travel overseas and perform? Yes, of course. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. Any questions that you have for me? Uh, show the variety. You mean the variety? Ah, yeah. I think that's what you meant, variety. Yeah. It is kind of funny. Like I think, you know, the more that you listen to music and the more that you follow like all these bands and you're like, "Hey, these guys are all rock, but they sound nothing like each other." You know? Genres to an extent are very man-made. They're very manufactured. Um and so you have like Osaka core, happy core, metal core, um, dual core, hardcore. I mean, whatever. There's a whole bunch of cores. Apple core. Uh, but yeah, it's there are so many bands, and all of them are like considered like rock or they're considered metal. But that's like saying like, oh, have you guys tried food? Like food is really good. And yeah, it's all food, but you know, the variety, like just there's just so much there. Um, and so yeah, like when especially when you're listening to these bands in Japan, you're like, yeah, they're rock, but it's this kind of rock and there's this sort of rock and that rock and I mean all these things. Um so yeah, is there anything else? There is a show coming up I mentioned before. Um Yeah, I mean, it's just really you can't. I think people are silly when they try to pigeonhole bands, and it's kind of like not so much now. I mean, because you know, I think some of you know I'm not as involved in Bandmade Fans Cafe as I used to be. Like I used to be like 100% in it all the time, putting up all these different things. But every now and then you get somebody saying like, "Are they a metal band?" And it's like, "What are you talking about? They're rock." And it's like, "Well, how do you? Well, no, they're not rock." And so it's just like, you know, because Bandmate mashes like any different type of rock or different type of metal, and they make their own music. And so there are aspects of it, there are elements of it. But you know, like in the end, like they're Bandmate. I think a lot of bands in Japan are trying to find their sound and do their things, and so. Uh, yeah. So anyway, oh yeah, in October there will be a show at Thundersnake. Uh, the full set of bands has yet to be decided. It's TBD. Um, but yeah, some bands that are performing are Sylvie, Whiskey Dust, Jekoro Nove. And other bands will be announced to come, and that will be on the 19th. So if you are in Japan after you've attended the One Sky shows, then you can go ahead and check out that show as well. And I will update you on that. So that's kind of a cool show coming up. But there's tons of great shows coming up. as is the case. Oh yeah, that's right. Moth in Lilac. Moth in Lilac. So that's kind of funny. Yeah, I guess I've somehow just connected to a lot of bands. Thinking back, looking back. Um, Banshimoku, Haku. Ah, Haku, that's cool. Yeah, if you guys, I think some of you guys know who Haku is, right? They're the ones who do that one da 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 da. They did a cover song, Mono no Aware, Mono no Aware. And it's a song that's based off of like all these like tongue twisters, but super catchy. Like I think like every other Japanese music story on YouTube was like like short was them. So but yeah, they're cool. I did want to go see them. They're playing at Shibuya like a little bit earlier, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. But at some point. Oh God. What is this whole visa system, man? I cannot get into that here right now because it would turn into a whole nother creature in conversation. But it's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous and horrendous. And just, yeah. All right. Do you guys have any questions for me regarding my surgery or shows coming up or bands or what I had for dinner? Excuse me. Oh, it's been hot. I hope you guys are okay with the heat. I'll just share these with you as I'm waiting. As I was moving stuff, I had put up on one of my walls some of my checkies. I've stopped doing checkies because I can't afford to, like buying shirts and stuff. But you know, every now and then. So I'll just share some as a so checky with Empress. Yeah, they're a cool band. Oh, they released well, they got new outfits. And then they have a new EP coming out, if I'm not mistaken. My Game. And Arisa. Yeah, she's really cool. She's really cool. She's very assertive. She has no shame in the sense that she's really willing to do whatever it takes to get what she wants, which is pretty cool. She's a tough cookie. My very first ever checky with Hades when I first saw them. So you have no idea how excited I was to see them because I had just seen Bring It On, and then I went to the show that night. So seeing them was really great. How long do you think I'll be out? So I'll have to be in bed for at least a month. And then after that month, I'll be going to work, but I have to wear like this platform shoe, which forces you to put pressure on the heel. Yeah. And it does sound like it takes like 3 months to fully heal. So definitely out in August. Yeah, I love that picture too. That's like one of my favorites. This is Jungfrau before they became Amagoe. This was their last show. So, yeah. Min, guitarist, Amane, singer. They're adorable. They seem like they're like college students. Pretty young. And then Sally, this was on my birthday. Actually, these two were on my birthday. I went to Nakano Moonstep, which isn't too far from me. And it was the Makai that was performing. And so Sally performed along, not typically, but yeah, she performed on stage with Sara, which is really cool. And this is where I slowly started getting closer to Sally and then her manager. So that was really fun. That was a good birthday gift. I have more, but those are the ones there. So yeah, it does. I think I should not be doing photos at all until like the end of October. So basically November. As far as attending shows, oh God, that it hurts. That hurts the most. Like not being able to attend shows. Yeah, really want to. Like I want to see Bright Year playing at like all these smaller venues. DSLR. Yes, I do use a DSLR. I use a Nikon, and the reason why, there was no particular reason other than I think it was the cheapest thing that I found on a Black Friday sale while I was living in Korea back in like 2015, I think. And then I've always enjoyed doing photos. And so I thought, oh, maybe this is the direction I can go in. So I started just like saving money and then buying lenses, and then they got pretty damn expensive. But now, if I had a choice, I don't know. I mean, the way to go for a lot of people is mirrorless. And mirrorless, oh, hey, what's up, Alan? Mirrorless, Nikon has some really good ones. Sony has some good ones. Yeah, but it is pricey. I mean, good lenses can go a couple $1,000 US dollars easy, like the higher quality ones. So, but I basically had like a handful of lenses, a decent camera, reasonable camera, and then just tried shooting photos at concerts. And Sara was gracious enough to allow me to, and just kind of went from there. Oh, I will share some of my pics. I bought this. I don't know if I'll keep it this way, but yeah, I decided I would share some of my pics too. I was cleaning this up. This is Isao from Certeveri. I never quite remember how to say the name. Cerveteri? Cerveteri? It's not cemetery. I have two pics from Ayumi. Richard Hogan has one. This is Naho from, oh my gosh, I can't even think, from Dim Rays. So I got this first show I went to at Sakai. What was the name of that place? Dang it. First time I saw Dim Rays. Then we have Miku's. Then I have a few Shigle's pics from Shun. Fill It Up from Hiro. I have birthday pics, and I have pics that were given to me and thrown at me by Yuri from Hades. This, you guys should know, most of you. Alan should know. Alan Armour, this is your trivia question for today. Sally, Klupo's pic. You guys do know, right? Yeah, of course you know. And then, let's see. This is Erica from Whiskey Dust. And then this is, shoot. It is Let It Out Lydia, Minaho, and then Kana. And then Mutant Monster just bought these, not used. Omega Drip, it was just on the floor. I picked it up. It wasn't thrown. I don't know. It was at Crescendo, so I just picked that up. These are special picks. I can't tell you who it is, but they're very, very special, and they're absolutely rare. And you will never find these from this person, like, ever, I don't think. And then just a couple of Zemitis picks that I had bought. This is just my own Jim Dunlop, and then a bunch of other Zemitis picks. So, yeah, there's still more that I want, obviously, but that's my pick stash. Oh, and then Achan from Surge K. I picked that up actually a couple weeks ago when I did photos for them. Yep. So, as I was sharing, did I miss things? Let's see. Oh, do I have a favorite lens? I like my 85. It's got a really creamy bokeh. Really, yeah, I think it just shoots really well. Like, some of my favorite photos have been off of the 85. But depending upon how close I am to the stage, how many people are there, the lighting, it can still be hit or miss. Like, shows in general, I feel like are hit or miss. So, yeah. Okay, any other questions before I think I head off? And again, I don't know if I will be available. I don't know what condition I'll be in. Should have the names stuck above the pics. Yeah, I was gonna do that. But I didn't. But I was gonna do that. Luckily, I have a pretty good memory with that kind of stuff, though. Yeah, and I think I've shared my picks with you, right? I mean, my drumsticks. I've shared, like, I have Akane, I have Mios, I have Mayos, I have 2 of Tokos, I have Kotaros. I think that's it. Yeah. So, you go to enough shows and then you get lucky. Like, you go to enough shows and then you end up winning Misa's base case somehow. Richard has me beat. Beat in what? Money? Yes. Family? Yes. I don't know what that means. Yeah. Let's see, guys. With picks? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he has me beat in Akane drumsticks. I know that. I think he has everyone beaten that. Drumsticks. You mean like different drummers? Oh, who else do you have besides Akane? I didn't know you had others. I'm waiting, and I'm just scrolling through Twitter to see if there's any, like, good news. Signed by Akane beats all. What is this? Rock paper Akane? Let's see. Yeah, so yeah, so there's another show that was dropped today, like, it was announced for the Team Aya. It's a weird way it's phrased. It says Team Aya Queen, which I think in English just sounds weird. I always say Team Queen. I say Aya's Team Queen. But there's a show in September 23rd, Tuesday, Monochrome Cinderella, Kamisama no Aribai. I've seen the name, I've never heard them. Ware Ware, Julia, Valhalla, Oh, getting the stick from Akane was great. The Frail and then Team Aya. That would be a show I would definitely be at. Oh, it's a Tuesday though. I don't know if I can. Um, let's see. Yeah, I haven't really like been saving. There was a show yesterday with Mono Diagram that I wanted to attend, but unfortunately, unfortunately, you know, there was dinner with the coworkers, and we had Brazilian barbecue. I had a lot of beef, which I usually don't these days. Some beer, some wine, you know, all you can eat. Yeah. But yeah, with Undying Words, it does seem as though they're going the route of Azazel and other bands when their lead singer left. So for those of you who don't know, before Azazel became Hades and Sada became the lead singer, they were rotating. So they had a lot of various singers sing with them for a while. Sada was one of them, as well as Akane from Velvet Cherry, Jekyll from Jekyll Renove, other singers. And so with Aya and with Undying Words, again, unfortunately, with the departure of Kasumi, they are having different singers come in. For the show August 9th, which is, again, a massive show. If you guys are able to come out to Japan in August, like, this is a crazy day of, like, really great bands. You have Palineo, Kilt Maitland. This is the sort of the younger generation of music compared to, like, oh, yeah, it's hard to explain. Palineo, Kilt Maitland, Lumerize, Dizzy Metal, Dim Rays, Ice Hagasa Eyeshadow, Undying Words, My Little Devil, Kakame Meroic, The Frail, and then Sugoi Ban, Sugoi Ban ni Shitakata. But yeah, like, the singer on that day will be Misako from Queen Rabbit, which is a band that I haven't actually listened to. I've heard of them, but I haven't listened to them. Yeah. So there's actually footage of Sara performing with them before. That was pretty fun. Late August. Okay. So unfortunately you'll be missing that. Like, that's just an insane show. So then it's like, do I go to that show? Dim Rays, it's tough. Even though I support Dim Rays and I've taken photos for them like since pretty much forever, I still have never gone in as a guest or a staff. And the one time that I asked, they're like, "Oh, sorry, it's kind of hard to do with this with the show." So I don't know how I feel about that. But with Undying Words, I is always like saying like, feel free, and then the Frail are pretty cool with that too. So that's definitely a show that I would like want to attend. Like, it's an insane like billing, like all these bands. Like, yeah, good stuff. Up and coming, like cream of the crop, I guess you could say. So yeah. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to miss that along with a lot of other good stuff. So it's tough. Let's see. Yeah. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Yeah, that's right too. With Hagane. I mean, you know, Hagane just pulled like hard to do is Japanese for no. どういう意味? Hard to do? 難しい? 無理? Which one? You're gonna have to elaborate, Richard. So yeah. Just curious. Usually when my AC was on, the sound was kind of off on the phone, but I'm away from it, and then my screens are here. So does it sound okay, or should I turn off the AC? Oh, that's what you meant. Yeah, so they do have their way of doing things. They're very appreciative, but they do have their way of doing things. There is a show that's coming up September 8th, which some of you would really enjoy. Palaneo and Lonesome Blue, which is an interesting combo. And there's another show that Lonesome Blue is playing with as well. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Lonesome Blue. Like there's just something about their music didn't connect with me. So that's all I can really say. Even though I think they're all talented musicians. And I did see Mizuki the drummer, who also plays for East of Eden. I saw them after. This is not a kimono. This is called a jinbei, Jinbea. So I saw her. I'm not sure if she actually attended the Shibuya Line Cube show, but she was like right in that area. So I had my bike and I was like, Mizuki! She had like a hat on and she was like, oh, hey. I don't think she really wanted to be recognized at the time. Let's see, is there anything else? This is a really cool, this is the show. So this is actually in Sapporo. This is in Sapporo, and this is actually sponsored by, why is the name not coming to me? Oh, Nadeshiko Doll. So Nadeshiko Doll, there's one, or actually there are a couple performers I don't know. And then there's Lonesome Blue, Brideer, and Headphones President. Headphones President is a favorite of Russ Henry of the Foxhole. So if you guys are available to go to Sapporo, September 23rd, that's an awesome show to check out. I mean, the music is definitely worth checking out. Gosh, and there's just so much other stuff. Yeah. Oh, the other cool thing, I don't know if I mentioned this last week. I think it had happened last week or the week before. But Rana, who is the bassist, I knew her initially from playing with Shoujo S. And then she plays with 29 Plus Dimension, Yes and Dramatic End, Akara. But she officially joined as bassist for Yes and. I think I mentioned that last week, I believe. But that's really cool. Hey, what's going on, Jeff? Yeah, and then was it today or next week there's a really cool show in Osaka, which is going to be Dim Rays launch number 8. Sai Sega's going to be there, which is really cool. Like that's a cool show. That's going to be a heavy show. That'll be awesome. People are for sure going to get hurt. There's a guy that I've seen, he goes to like Dim Ray shows, Gungire shows, and he was wearing like just a haircut. My last cut for a while, so cut it pretty short. But he was wearing like a wrap around his arm. I was like, dude, what happened? He's like, Gungire. Oh, that's sad. I should be laughing, but ugh. Yes, and have a bassist. No, the bassist is Rana. She joined them last week officially, or it was announced officially. But she had mentioned that something had was brewing like a few months ago when I saw her last. Let's see, I can't seem to find it. But yeah, it's a pretty big show. This will be August 3rd. But yeah, I've seen Launch Number 8 and Dim Rays performing a lot together these days. So they've definitely gotten close. but I just cannot seem to find this show. Yeah. Ah, well. For those of you who do follow launch number 8, it was their lead singer Ruka's birthday this past week. Just FYI. So for those of you who missed that, you guys can go ahead and wish her a happy birthday. Or is it too late? There's just too many people in Japan. Well, not too many people. Well, there are too many people in Tokyo, and there are too many musicians. So it's kind of tough to keep track and keep up with everything and everyone. It is not easy, I kid you not. Next week or this coming week, there is a show with Sally. It's like a talk and performance that I really, really wanted to attend, but I can't, unfortunately. So that really sucks. But yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Shred Dog. I'm happy he did it. Cause well, if you saw it, you know, you saw that I had mentioned him in a post. Wave Potter had said that he was going to, but he still hasn't. So Wave, I know you don't watch our stuff, so it's not like you're even going to get this message. But I expected more from you. I am disappointed, like an Asian parent to their child. Yeah. Okay, guys, it has been an hour. And I think I've pretty much said all I can. So thank you guys. Once again, thank you so much for those who pitched in for the GoFundMe. Really appreciate it. That really meant a lot. He did? No way. Okay, now I have to look at this. What? How come I didn't see this? All right, all right. That's weird, because I checked his page. All right, shame on me. I take back my disappointment. What have you... Oh, what's up, Brandon? What have I done to my hair? I cut it. Because I'm going to have surgery on my foot this week, and I'm going to be in bed all month after, so I figured I would cut it as short as I could, aside from being bald, so that I wouldn't have to worry about dealing with stuff. But I do think I'm going to let the gray and the white and the beard come out, so you guys can check that out if I take photos of that at some point, or do live streams week to week. So how are you doing, Brandon? Are you okay? How's the motorbike? What is it? What do you call that? A motorized... What is it, like a tank? Is that what you call it? A public menace to society? Is that what you call it? What's it called? But yeah, how are you doing? I saw that you are doing interviews with bands again that I want to, and that I was supposed to do. But yeah, good on you for getting Let It Out. We're supposed to do an interview like a year ago, but it never worked out. I hope it's cool. I'm gonna watch it when it comes out. So yeah, glad you're just busy. Yes, she is an interesting character, Natsuo. Such an interesting character. But yeah, I'm glad you're just doing good stuff all the time, Brandon. You are just gonna kick ass until forever. So let's turn that back on. Yeah. Okay, so as I was saying, thank you everyone to those who did pitch in for the GoFundMe and for helping me out. I really do appreciate it. And, you know, for everyone just helping me out just over the course of the past years now. So you guys are awesome. And yeah, you just know that you've helped me mentally spiritually, physically, all that stuff, all that mentally, all that good stuff. So, I'll see what I can do about keeping up with weekly live streams. I know you guys meet on other reactors channels when they have live streams, so I'm sure you guys will continue to talk. But if you ever do miss me, you can go ahead and hit me up, and I will try to interact with you guys. And I will try to see what I can do with live streams, and I'll have to think about what content it'll be when the time comes. So maybe I can go over music. Eric, you actually made it when I was just about to leave. Why are you so late, Eric? What have you been doing? Stop getting drunk and being hungover and sleeping in. Yeah. And when are you back in Japan, Eric? Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you for helping. I appreciate it. Yeah, when are you back here? November. Okay. Oh, for Saisega's show and then other stuff. Got it. Got it. Okay. So then, yeah, I won't see you for a bit. For those of you who did not get a chance to look at the billboard photos, you know, there's just those times where like you just see a photo of Psyche and you're just like, man, she really is just a pretty girl. I'm gonna turn this around. This is like a little desk thing. Hold on. Let me just flip it over actually. So imagine this is Psyche talking. Hi, boys. What are you doing? Yeah, so this is Billboard. So you guys definitely do want to check out. I'm just going to go through these photos. Yeah. I do have to say, I really do think Bandmate is one of the single most photogenic bands like out there. It's like just unfair. Oh, these are the other photos. These were from Barks. Yeah. Anyway. And then I updated Bandmate Fans Cafes. So. But yeah, check out Barks Japan and then Billboard Japan if you guys do want to see these photos. They're pretty good. So, oh no, not Peter again. Yuck. Go back, go back, go back. So yeah, looks like the pics Gary Holloway did. I don't know. No, they're their charm that they have, and they're just physically attractive. You know, I've seen a lot of bands, a lot of bands. But yeah, I'm always just impressed. They're an attractive bunch. So, okay, I'm just gonna end with that. Thank you guys. I will see you hopefully again. Thank you for the well wishes. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the support. And yeah, I will see you when I see you, whenever that might be. And hopefully the next time you see me in person, I will be walking normally and enjoying myself thoroughly. So, yeah, you guys take care. You guys head on over to Ryan or John or Howard or whoever it is. Yeah, they are cute as well. So thank you guys so much. That's all I can say. I will see you when I see you. And thank you guys again. Thanks, Brandon. You guys take care. I feel a little sad. I don't know why. It's like a goodbye. But thanks for the support. Thanks, Steven. Thanks, Rich. Yeah, thanks for everything, guys. I appreciate it. It really means a lot. So I'm gonna go now. Bye. See you guys later.